it made me realise it's not just me. I wasn't going mad. I did think like that, and that to me was, it just sort of, it gave me a boost, not in a boastful boost, but a really inspiring way. So that's so that was that. I've also somebody challenged me, and we was talking about the need for more ethnic minority magistrates, and they said put your money where your mouth is and apply then. So because obviously I was giving it the big talk about yeah we need this and we need that. That's a tune, who's found that? I can't lie. Obviously I was being both, like, you know, put your money where your mouth was, and I applied. But much to my horror, and this is the thing about fear as well, I'd done work experience at the BBC and I'd got a few contacts there, and they asked me if they could track my application of becoming a magistrate. So now this turned into a must, because I had to go on the radio, WM, every so often and talk about how far I got, and I dread the thought of going on there and saying, you know, actually I didn't make it. So it was this must thing, so I really applied myself in the interviews, and I've been a magistrate for just over a year now. From that, I've spoken in Parliament once, but it was fantastic, it was a good experience. Recently I've spoken at a women's gala, because I've done a lot of work with an organisation called WAIT, Women Acting in Today's Society. As a single mum, they did a policy programme where a group of us single mums helped write a national policy toolkit to help the government when they write policies that affect single mothers, which is something that's important to me, so I spoke at their gala as well. So that for me is part of me giving back to the community, because I think that sometimes, even if you just inspire one person, can be just as effective as inspiring millions. Somebody somewhere inspired Maggie Thatcher. Somebody inspired Richard Branson. It doesn't always have to be about inspiring millions or big, you know, big audiences and things like that. The next decision I made was to teach my son that you can achieve anything you put your mind to by using my life as an example. Now that's very wide and can be quite woolly, but it's the most important one for me, I think, when it comes to, obviously, to my son. So at that point, I think I decided to go back and study. I'd left school with only a handful of GCSEs, so I decided to study through the Open University. So I'm currently doing a degree through them as a part-time student. I've also changed roles at job. We carry every week in the gym, things like that. Even though some of them are small, but they're all a part of it, showing him that you can achieve absolutely anything that you want to put your mind to.
5 times a week.
And obviously, the other decision was obviously to follow God, because like I said, there's a number of things that I've been through in my life, and people who know me personally may know, but it's about, through God I've understood that everything happens for a reason, and that even when bad things happen to you, you know, it's happened for a reason. Sometimes it's not nice to think that something's happened to you for a reason, but you know, at some point in your life you might help somebody else through that. You don't know what your ministry is going to be or anything like that. So it was the importance of understanding that everything happens for a reason, and that God has carried me through. Some of the things have not been comfortable, but it stopped other things possibly that could have happened to me. So that was important too. In life, I've learnt a lot of lessons. Keep it real. Keep it real. Be true to yourself. You know, believe in what you do. If you look in history, if you look at all the greats in the world, none of them are afraid, or none of them were ashamed to be seen or be heard doing the things that they believed in. And that's what makes them, that's why we look at them in awe, because they weren't afraid to put it out there. Yes, sometimes you may feel foolish in doing the things that you do, and sometimes people are going to turn around and tell you, no, you can't do that. The amount of times in my life I was told that I can't do things. I was told, you know, small things I'd never be able to. You know, I had a child at 19, single mum. You was only ever going to get a counsel for that. Do you get what I mean? Your child was going to grow up and be dysfunctional. There was a lot of things that people told me I could not do, and that's when I got stubborn and said, you know what, I'm going to show you that I can do what I want to do. So it's about being real and being true to yourself, and also not forgetting, remembering where you come from. Some people reach where they want to be and forget about the journey, but it's the journey that's got them there. And I think one of the things that's important, there's a couple of things that keep me grounded about remembering where I've come from. And one of them is every so often when I go to town city centre, I bump into a girl that I shared a hostel with. And like me, her name is Sharon. We shared the same hostel, we lived the same life, we talked, you know, we all hung around together. But there's a big difference between that Sharon and this Sharon, because that Sharon, unfortunately, when I see her in town, she's usually selling the big issue. She has an old quilt on her, she's taking drugs. And when I see her, I remember that it just humbles me that my life never went like that, because I decided to, one, believe in myself, had people across my journey who showed me that I needed to believe in myself, showed me things about myself that I didn't know existed, the skills that I didn't know existed, but they believed in me, which was most important. And also not being afraid to take action. Friends will tell you sometimes, yeah, I do make excuses. None of us are perfect, we all do it from time to time. It's about making action and stepping forward and not remembering where you came from. And I think that's it.
Excellent!
You